Hey, this is Keith Garcia with Team Safariland, and congratulations on your 300th episode plus, Talking Lead. Congratulations, Marty.
Cuts out almost everything I say.
When you show up. I'm just proud you made it, man. All right, lead heads, we are back with another episode of the Talking Lead podcast. This is episode 301. So we have surpassed our 300th episode milestone, but we have not stopped the celebrating. We're going to continue the celebrating, having special guests, having special giveaways over the next, I don't know how many episodes, but it's going to be several to give away all the cool prizes that our sponsors and friends of the show have put up. So make sure you listen to each and every episode from 300 all the way up to whenever we decide we're going to stop giving away stuff. And then past that, don't stop listening after that, right? That'd be stupid. So I'm going to go ahead without further ado and introduce our special guest this episode, continuing our 300th episode celebration. We have the Silver Fox himself, ladies and gentlemen, Keith Garcia, joining us.
Well, thank you, Marty. I appreciate it. It's a pleasure to be on, and congratulations on the plus 300 episodes.
Thank you, sir. And you've been a part of some of those past episodes, I'm proud to say.
Absolutely. Enjoyed every time.
I'm just sad that we haven't had you on more often. You're a very busy individual with your competition shooting, your instructing, and I just found out, I didn't know this because you never talked about it before, but you are a law enforcement officer.
Yes, sir. I've got a few hats I wear, and I like to keep busy.
Marty really has his finger on the pulse of the industry, clearly. I think you're the last person to find that out, Marty.
Probably. I'm just so enthralled with his reloading capabilities, his shooting capabilities on the competition tour that I didn't care that he was anything else. I just
I appreciate a compliment. Yeah, absolutely.
And then that voice that you hear, also our additional voice there, is none other than our good buddy Chad Enos with Kel-Tec. Chad,
hello, buddy. Hello. How's it going? I'm back.
It's been a few months since you
has. Yep.
You didn't stand me up this time. So and here's again, a prime example of me not having my finger on the pulse, but I didn't know that they called you the Gray Bush.
Now everyone knows. Thanks.
Yeah, I told you I was going to get it out there.
Yeah, that's a nickname a couple of my shooting teammates gave me about, 6-7 years ago.
Was Hammer one of those?
It was definitely Hammer. It was exactly Hammer.
I knew it had to be him.
Yeah.
So I think the beard is here to stay now. In the past, it used to come and go, but, you've got it. It's looking good, man.
Yeah, well, it's just by default.
I think it's that biker life you've been leading.
Motorcycle enthusiast.
Motorcycle enthusiast.
Yes.
I'm not a biker. That's actually what I had written down for your introduction was the face of Kel-Tec, motorcycle enthusiast, competition shooter, and king of the beard, Chad Enos.
All of those titles are very, very loosely.
They're all in fun.
They're just, those are.
So it's going to take Chad a minute to get his brain working. He just woke up. He was taking a little cat nap.
I did. I took a little cat nap. Almost forgot about you again. All right. I set an alarm, though, so at least I did the responsible thing.
You were thinking about me this time. That's what's important.
This is true.
So with these two guys on, you know what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about competition shooting, 3-gunning, all the good stuff, because we've not talked about that in a while. They're going to get us up to date on what's been going on in the competition world. And I think Keith might have a little extra special story maybe he wants to talk about. or maybe he doesn't. I don't know. We'll see.
All right. Well, you might have to prompt me on which one we're talking about because I'm always full of special stories.
Oh, okay. Well, that's why I leave it vague, because you may tell me something maybe I didn't know about.
No.
So before we get into that, as always, we want to thank the sponsors of the Talking Lead podcast. And one of our sponsors being our guest today, we've got Kel-Tec Weapons is our sponsor. You guys know Kel-Tec Weapons, makers of the finest bullpups there are on the market today, and some of the most innovative firearms in the market today, with the Sub 2000, the KSG, the KS7, the new, was it the competition pistol, CP33.
You got it. I knew you'd work that one out.
Right?
Sound it out.
I knew CP stood for competition pistol, so it's the CP33, which means it'll hold 33 rounds of 22 long. How cool is that?
Correct.
Is anybody using that in competition yet?
It's a hoot to shoot. No, sent one to Pat Kelly, and he did something with it, but I haven't seen the footage yet.
I shot with Pat Kelly this weekend. He had a lot of good things to say about it. I mean,
nice.
everybody, I think, probably listening already owns a Sub 2000. But this CP33 thing, I was looking at that. I watched Pat's video. That looks like a badass little gun.
It's super fun. Really fun to shoot.
What magazines is that using?
Proprietary. It's a quad stack proprietary magazine.
Quad stack, but it'll hold 33 rounds of 22. That's crazy. 22 long.
We got some 50 rounders. Sorry, Keith, but we got some 50 rounders coming out pretty soon as well.
Nice.
That's going to be fun. And Kel-Tec was just at the UCCA event, and Chad, you were telling me how awesome that event was.
That I was pleasantly surprised by that. It was a pretty unique show in that it focused a lot more on education and just all the shiny things that we like, which was nice. There was a lot of instructors there, and if you guys, if you haven't been, you should probably try to go next year or whatever. It's
a newer event.
It is a newer event, but very well organized. And when I say organized, I just mean the scheduling and the floor itself. It's not too big of a show. It's not too small of a show. You can get in, you can see everything, you can experience everything and get out, and you're not spending a whole week of time, including, flying there and stuff. So it's just a very efficient show with a lot of great stuff, a lot of great people. It was cool. We're stoked. We're going to go back, and we actually signed up for a much bigger booth this time, and it's going to be in Kansas City next year.
Cool. Big enough for the Talking Lead podcast to set up there?
Put that on their calendar. Absolutely.
There you go.
Yeah, I haven't been to. I've heard some good things about it, but I didn't have an opportunity to go this year. But yeah, I definitely want to make that.
Keith, that might be a great platform for you to do some classes and stuff, do some instructing. People love to hear what you have to say, especially on the law enforcement side of things. You could probably, with your experience, really give a good presentation. I think it's something like that.
Oh, very cool. I'll have to look into that. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
I was going to ask if you went, so I guess you didn't. I guess you weren't there.
I did not.
Didn't make it. Now you're on the West Coast. You're on Pacific time, right?
Yes.
Where are you? I thought you were in Utah for some reason.
No. I'm just about an hour from San Francisco.
Okay. All right. I don't know why I thought you were in Utah. Maybe when you were with Cobalt.
It's that finger on the yeah, that's right. They were in southern Utah, so that could have been the confusion.
That might have been what it was.
Finger on the pulse. I heard where you're going with
that. This is how I get my finger on the pulse. Yeah, I gotta have you on more often.
There you go.
Right On Optics, the official optics of Talking Lead. Make sure you guys go and check out Right On Optics. It's RITON optics.com. It's easy as that. And they've got some of the best scopes on the market today in their category. Really nice 1 to 4s, 1 to 6s, 1 to 8 is a new one that they've got. And they've got 2 different versions of that. They've got the first focal plane and second focal plane. They're calling one tactical, one hunter. They've got different reticles in them. Very nice. You guys check those out. And then, of course, the red dots. I've been doing the Talking Lead AK corner, and the AKs that have been coming in that I've been testing out. I've been running the red dot on those AKs, and it co-witnesses really nice with the irons on the AK-47. So check them out, rightonoptics.com. And we'll get more into more of our sponsors later on, but I want to talk to you guys. Let's talk some competition. Are we like in the heat of competition season right now?
Absolutely. We just had the USPSA 3-gun Nationals was in Florida. It moved to the East Coast for the first time in 10 years.
Oh, wow.
And I'm pretty sure they sold out. They hadn't been selling out on the East Coast. They moved it out to Vegas for the last 10 years, and it was selling out pretty regularly. So they took it. They went east. Shannon Smith.
Oh, that's them calling now.
Yeah. Sorry. It's my first podcast. It's the fans. They're calling with questions.
Hey, it adds ambiance.
So yeah, they Shannon Smith out there at the Universal Shooting Center put it on. Did an excellent job. Had really good challenges with all three weapon systems, rifle, pistol, shotgun, and we shot out to about 450 yards or so there in Florida, which people were concerned about not being able to get long range in there. But he did a really good job. The match was not easy. You had all kinds of stuff that could jump up and bite you in the butt, and we all experienced a little bit of that here and there. So it was a good blend and a lot of fun. I think they're going to do it again next year there, so I'll definitely go back.
Cool,
awesome.
And what part of Florida was that in?
That's let's see, so about an hour and a half south of Orlando.
Okay, Chad, that's close to you.
Yeah, I've shot a lot of matches down there with Shannon and the guys. It's a really nice range, very cool range, and I mean, I couldn't put any better myself. I mean, he pretty much told you what those guys do down there, and they kind of do those matches on the weekends even. So you can go down there and shoot a super legit match. It's not quite a local match. It's much better than your typical club match. There's a lot of challenges. They put you through your paces for sure. And Universal Shooting Academy is just a super cool place.
Yeah. So what?
A lot of history there.
Yeah.
What's the most recent one you've shot, Chad?
Between getting run over and
we haven't got an update since then. How are you recovering? Let me ask that first.
So much better. Probably 98%, but I don't think I was ever 100%. So I'm pretty much good to go now.
Was this a motorcycle accident?
Yeah, a lady making an illegal left turn T-boned me. It was just one of those things. It's kind of the sort of the risk you take to enjoy riding on two wheels.
Living the life of a rebel.
Yeah.
Did we ever throw her on the Jackwagon train? I don't think we did.
That might be my Jackwagon, man. We'll see. But anyway, yeah.
So you're back to shooting now?
Barely. My first actual match since October will be in Minnesota at the Nordic Vortex Trigun coming up here.
Oh, you're going to go to that one? Nice.
Yeah. So that'll be interesting to see what happens. I haven't had any time to.
I got the Nordic shirt on.
Oh, nice. Yeah, haven't done any training or run any drills I've been at the gym, but not doing any cardio either. So it should be pretty interesting. But I'm just going to go there and kind of shoot at my own pace and see if I have a good time. Last time I went, I hadn't really practiced much either, but did really well for me.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping I'm kind of riding on that, hoping that this is kind of like my my glory match of the year, whether I practice or not. Yeah. So,
do you shoot that one, Keith?
I haven't been to that one. I went years ago, and this time of year is tough because there's matches every weekend. So you kind of got to pick and choose. And for me, being out on the left coast here, I kind of choose the ones that are out this direction, strictly for the expense.
Yeah.
But I love the guys from Nordic, their products, the people who work there, the owner. So I definitely support them. Anybody who is looking for a match, go shoot that one.
They put on such a great match. I mean, this will be my third year shooting it, and it's always great. I mean, it's always a mix of really hard stuff and then hoser stuff. The kind of the things we all like to do. And excellent long range pistol stages for days. I mean, just you better bring enough pistol mags because they love to do that to you, and it's fun. I've always had a great time there, and the weather always seems to be really nice. It's nice and cool up there at this time of the year.
Minnesota, yeah. Your boy Casey will be up there, I'm sure. Casey Griggs.
Yeah, I haven't seen him at one of those matches yet. So
CG3G.
We'll see him this time.
Oh well.
Stay in my little huddle.
Your click? You got your own little click there?
My own little click, yeah.
That is something that the competition shooting world is not. It's not clickish. Yeah.
Not at all. No.
So,
well, I can tell you that 3-gun stuff's a lot less than the handgun stuff. Handgun stuff is very much, it's not, to me, it's not as fun because of the attitudes involved. But 3-gun, I'll be honest with you, the top guys, I shot with literally all the top guys that had a chance to win a match this past weekend in Vegas. And we were all sharing. We shot 30 stages over 3.5 days. We were all sharing stage plans and helping each other out. Everybody had an issue where they needed something at some point, and everybody else helped out. So 3-gun's like that, and I just never had the experience with handgun stuff.
Yeah,
I concur, 100%.
So what about talking about having the pulse on the industry? You guys definitely have the pulse on the competition shooting world. How's it looking nowadays as far as interest, popularity? Is it growing? What are we seeing?
Well, it's growing here in my area.
I agree. I think to be honest with you, SIG came in and really kind of it's just been supporting matches all over the country, and that has been they kind of filled up anywhere where there's a hole that needs sponsorship. SIG's come in and done a great job, and I'm not affiliated with SIG. I just applaud them for doing it.
Sure.
And it's really any match that you go to above level 2, 3, whatever. People are there's great prize tables. Everybody's coming out and having a good time, and most of the matches are filling up. So to me it's still growing. I think we saw a little bit of a tick down in terms of sponsorship after 3-Gun Nation kind of went off the grid, and people weren't seeing a TV show and et cetera with that anymore, because that caused a lot of growth there for 4 or 5 years. Mm-hmm. The shooters are still there. The matches are still there. Man, you could shoot a major match just about every weekend of the month, every weekend of the summer, all throughout the country. So it's very cool. And to me, it's very satisfying, because there was a time when you see the same people at every match.
Yeah.
And it's top people, but now you see tons of just new people and juniors and
different ages. Yeah.
And what's awesome about that is that these people are the new people, and even old guys are still showing up, even though prize tables might not be what they used to be. So it just kind of goes to show you that 3-gun is just one of those sports. It's an addiction. So
I agree completely. When that buzzer goes off, I definitely get the same buzz that I got, 15 years ago when I started.
Yeah.
I'm telling you guys, that is my big hesitation in getting into it, is because, like you said, I mean, it's going to be addictive. And once I get in it, it's going to be all she wrote, Hey,
you come out and shoot with me, Marty. The first hit's free.
That's generous of you. I appreciate that, Keith. But I got my eyes operated on not too long ago, and that was like, I said, once I get this done, then I'm going to start competition shooting, and that was 6 months ago. Of course, I guess it hadn't really started up yet, but it's like full force now, so I got no excuses. I got to get out there, Chad.
That's actually a good question, because I really struggle with eyesight. I can see far, no problem. And the thing that sucks is your optic allows you to see far, so I don't, but seeing my front sights, even on my shotgun now, it's really hard. Keith, how are your eyes?
So what I did a couple years ago, I was having an issue where I was having a problem with the distance, seeing distance. I had 20/10 up close, but couldn't see for distance. It was starting to go. So I had one eye done. Just for distance, and I kept the one eye for short, and it took about a month or two for my brain figured out that I had this going. Now my brain uses this one. Honestly, the only thing I would have done different, I would have done it in the other eye, because now when I bring that handgun up, I know what you're seeing, because my front sight is fuzzy, but luckily you don't need to be all that. It's all about trigger finger. None of it's really that sight picture. So as long as that sight's somewhere up there and I can see it, kind of equal height, equal light, as long as I'm doing the right thing with the trigger, I still get my hits. But I understand what you're saying, and that LASIK kind of, I think, is going to keep me in tactical division longer before I need to switch dots. Because once it goes, just put a red dot on everything and keep shooting forever.
I'm trying to fight it. I'm fighting the open.
I agree.
that's a whole nother ball of wax with the gear. And then of course, the competition gets real stiff when you bump in the open. So
talk about that for our new listeners. What does that entail? What's the open when you say the open?
So
what are we running into?
In a division like what I run, tactical division, you can have one optic on your rifle. For shotgun and handgun, it's going to be iron sights. When you move into open division, it's kind of like your top fuel dragster. So you can do anything you want. It can be, you can drag up to the line. You'll be able to shoot it just about. So you can put multiple optics on your rifle. You can put an optic on your shotgun. You can use magazine-fed shotguns. You can put an optic on your pistol. You can have a 171 millimeter magazine. So basically never-ending ammo and optics on everything, compensators on everything, bipods on everything. You can bring a fucking pillow and a couch. Carry it. You can shoot it. So yeah, it's gear heavy, but those guys, they're still amazing shooters. The gear just makes it even faster.
Yeah. Nice. So that's something that you're hesitant to get into. Is that what you said, Chad?
Yeah, it's just the cost, and then retraining everything on everything is it's a little rough. I'll probably eventually have to get there, but for now I'm gonna stick with my TAC ops or whatever they call it nowadays.
Yeah, that's true. There is a bunch of practical TAC, whatever.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of different names for it. But basically, we get one sight, and it's going to be on your rifle. But I agree, the cost is prohibitive because you look at an open shotgun, it's going to be 5 times what your tube-fed shotgun is, and the handguns probably 50% more, and then you got to put an optic on it. So there's a lot of stuff going on there.
Sure.
Yeah, and then all the stuff to hold, like your holsters and all that stuff that goes along with your rig. Is that what you call it? Call it a rig?
Sure.
Absolutely.
It's very impressive
novice here.
To see some of the really good open shooters out there now. Just destroying stages. It's impressive to watch. It's fun to watch.
Who are some of the top competition shooters out there besides yourself?
So right now, like tactical division, Daniel Horner just came out of the AMU. He's working full time for SIG and shooting. Still the cream of the crop. Probably the best TAC optics guy out there. Nate Sakachowicz. I always forget his name, but he took Daniel's spot in the AMU. He's a really good kid. I think he's 20 now. I just shot with him last weekend, and he's going to be he's great, but he's going to get even better being with the AMU. And then there's a lot of guys like myself. They're going to be right up there in TAC ops. On the open side, Scott Green has just been crushing it. He's out of Nevada, and he shoots for Limcat, works for him as well, or works for one of the holster companies up there. And he's just been winning everything on the open side. Josh Froelich from up in, I believe he's in Minnesota there, shoots for JP, great shooter. Joel Turner from the AMU. These guys are all just fantastic shooters. And then in the limited, you got Rick Birdsall, that little hairy guy.
Rick, yeah, the Badger.
The angry Badger can still get it done. And so these young guys, you can still see a target at 400 yards. When the rest, you need an 8-power scope to do it.
And run. And climb.
Correct.
Now, Rick's not that young, is he?
Oh, yeah. Rick's still a good man.
Okay. I thought he was like closer to my age.
No, yeah. I don't think so. Okay. No, he certainly isn't mature like you.
Whatever. So what I want to do now, we're going to come back and we're going to talk more with these guys, but I hear that Jackwagon train rolling in. Gunny, bring it in.
Hoorah, Semper Fi, do or die, hold 'em high at 8th and I. It is time for the Talking Lead Jackwagon of the Week, so brace yourself, baby.
Choo-choo.
All right, so the train has stationed, and we've got a load of jackwagons to take care of this week. And as always, I'm going to start with my guest. If you've got a jackwagon or someone you'd like to call out, let's take care of those first, and then we'll get to our listeners.
Go ahead, Chad. You can lead us off.
Okay, so my jackwagon is the lady that pushed that elderly man off the bus and killed him.
Okay.
Really? I mean, it just... So
that was in... we actually did that one last episode. Let me find out where that is. Is this in Nevada?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot you told me you did that last time.
That's okay. It deserves, like I said, she's got a special place in hell, this lady does.
Well, Well, let's talk about this then. How about the people that just, stood around and filmed it and nobody jumped off the bus to see if he was okay? I mean, where was the help? Where's the old guy's backup? I mean, it's just disrespectful. People have it's like hell's just been unleashed. I mean, it's crazy. Keith could probably testify to that better than any of us here. But yeah, it's just the depravity is just it's out of control right now.
She pushes him off. She just walks back to the back of the bus. She wasn't even getting off. She wasn't even getting off the bus. The guy dies. But yeah, and another story, we've got this kind of ties in with that. So we've got another jackwagon here about another elderly assault. And it gets to your point about the social media craze, people trying to get content, take videos, that kind of BS. So this one is man arrested in kicking of an elderly woman on a subway as bystanders shoot videos. I mean, it's just sickening. The fact what this guy did is sickening, but the fact of these people just standing around and watching it and videoing it and not intervening and helping this lady, I don't know which one's worse.
How about this one? You remember that security guard a couple weeks ago had to pull his pistol because he was getting attacked by two guys? Looked like he was outside of a coffee shop or something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you watch that video again, you'll notice not a peep out of anybody, not even the person filming. Nobody rushed to help this guy. He's getting attacked by two people. Then he pulls his pistol out, and everybody in the restaurant gasps and freaks out.
Like that was the bad thing because he pulled the pistol.
Right. Nobody wanted to help him. Nobody gasped or nobody, did anything about it while he was being attacked. Pulls his gun out, and then all of a sudden, everyone freaks out like he's some kind of bad guy.
Yeah, it's okay. You can get beat to death, but heaven forbid you defend yourself.
Exactly.
Or others.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So just as a side note, so as a police officer, when I could be taking a report while I'm trying to help somebody. Somebody's reporting something to me, and I'm just writing down on a card the information they're giving, and people will come up and film it and ask if the person needs help, like I'm hurting them. And no idea what's going on. I'm just there taking a report. They called me. They're asking me for help. Maybe it's a missing person. Maybe their car got broken into. Whatever. But then people will walk up and film and say, "Do you need help? Do you need my assistance?" It's just crazy. People are just ridiculous these days.
Mentality is just completely backwards. It's upside down.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So that one, the man arrested for the elderly kicking, that was submitted by, where is it? My jackwagon. I think that was Pew Pew RN submitted that one. So here's another one. This is just going to be an honorable mention because this one's kind of gross. So this comes in from Austin Whalen. He's our man in Texas. So apparently there was a guy who masturbated to a fish corpse.
Oh, well, that's kind of a dead lay.
I'm not even going to read that one, but that's one he submitted. Second is a kid
the old Skin Buster Tuna Town thing, I see. Taking it to the next level.
Apparently he had to go to the hospital after doing it, so I don't know what kind of fish it was or anything. But
shocker.
Kids, don't try this at home. Second is kid who sold his kidney to buy an iPhone ends up bedridden.
Well, you got two, right?
Right,
Is that real? I mean,
I don't know. That's why I'm not going to go into details on that one. It's just crazy stuff that's out there that could happen. I'm going to leave it up to you guys to check facts.
The sad thing is I don't doubt either of those stories. That's the sad thing.
They sound plausible, don't they?
Yeah.
In today's society, they sure do.
So very plausible. And then his third one was actually it was Austin that submitted the elderly man on the subway, or the elderly woman on the subway that got beaten by this jerk, and everybody just stood around and watched. So those were from Austin. So thank you, Austin, for sending those in. Pew Pew RN has sent in the Colorado students walk out as school shooting vigil turns political. So this was in Colorado, and they held a vigil to recognize the victims and heroes of the shooting at that Colorado high school. And as they were getting into it, all the guests that were up speaking were local politicians and people of that magnitude that were trying to get their political views out there. And some of the kids were calling BS on it. They weren't asking the kids to come up and talk and give their testimonies about the students and whatnot. So they got up and they walked out, which I applaud them for that.
Absolutely. That should be a good, on the good side of the ledger for them.
Yes.
Says so.
All those students get an A for the day.
I like it.
Says after a number of speeches, one student in the audience shouted, "Let STEM kids speak." And video from the event from ABC News affiliate showed students chanting mental health as they left the event and gathered in the parking lot outside the gym.
Nice.
Very good.
Well done, parents.
Well, and students, too.
Yes.
I guarantee you probably some of these students' parents were on the other side of, they were probably for the political bull crap speeches.
Probably true.
Yeah.
So thank you, Pew Pew RN. That was a good one. And then Jason Farmer sends this in, says, got a jackwagon for you today. The Levi Strauss Company, also makers of Dockers. The San Francisco Gene Company has been taking a more active role in restricting our Second Amendment rights by donating $1 million to gun control organizations like Everytown and Giffords. They also had asked Shannon Watts to speak to champion employees on gun control efforts. That's why I will be wearing 511 jeans from now on, baby.
Good. Excellent.
Good job. Yeah, so welcome to the Jackwagon Train, Levi. I never liked Levi's anyway.
I haven't had a pair of Levi's since the 80s.
I know. I was going to say, I can remember buying shrink-to-fit jeans when I was a kid, trying to figure out the math on that, how it never worked out. Either they were high waters or they were too waist. But ever since then, it's just been no Levi's.
Yeah.
So here's a somewhat funny one. And this one's from Ohio, and this comes from Kenny Ortega. It says, Ohio woman assaults husband after refusing to have sex with her, sheriff's office says.
You know what? That meth will make you horny as hell.
I suppose so. I'm not going to read this whole story, but apparently...
Can you read the headline again? I don't know if I caught that.
The Ohio woman assaults husband after refusing to have sex with her. Sheriff's office says.
See, that's, again, this is so backwards. I mean, since when is it the guy that doesn't want to have sex? I mean, what's happening?
What's wrong with him? I mean, he probably should have got his ass kicked, I don't blame her for that. Says the victim told investigators that this chick was I'm not going to read names. This chick was intoxicated and assaulted him after he repeatedly, not just once, but repeatedly refused her sexual advances.
Wow.
The husband allegedly went into another room to get away from his wife. Deputies say she followed him and struck him several more times.
Wow. All right. So was there a game on? I mean, what's going on here? More to this.
I mean, still, that's no excuse. There's ways to do it and watch the game too. That's true. That's true. I think maybe he just hasn't, accepted his true sexuality yet. That's probably what it is.
Yeah, I can see that.
So I'm throwing the dude on the jackwagon train, not the chick.
Maybe she put on a few pounds. I don't know. I'm scared of her.
I don't know. I think Keith may have nailed it in his first assessment about the crack cocaine. If you look at the picture,
the mess.
The meth, yeah.
That's messed up, man.
That's messed up.
True. It's true.
That stuff's running rampant in Florida too.
It's everywhere. It's in movies. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
Breaking Bad, isn't what that show was about?
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
I never watched that show.
That's a good show, dude.
Yeah, it is a good show. To be honest with you, I didn't watch it when it was first on. Then I caught it in reruns and Netflix. It was worth it.
Yeah, it was. I binge watched. I don't even watch anything. That's the only show I think I've ever seen all the way through from beginning to end.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I may give it a try on my next.
It wasn't because of any hype or whatever on social media. I had torn my calf muscle. I don't know if you remember that, Marty. A few years ago, Torn my calf muscle off my bone. I couldn't walk around. I mean, I couldn't do anything. So I hit the Netflix, and that was the first thing that popped up. And I literally laid on the couch and watched that for 2 weeks.
It's Breaking Bad. I like it.
It was like 8 episodes a day. It's crazy.
Sweet.
So this week our Sergeant of Arms, our Leadhead Brigade Sergeant of Arms, goes to Austin Whalen because Austin sent in several. He sent in Simon Van Zulen Wood. He's a journalist who did an article for the Washington Post titled "The Heavily Armed Millennials of Instagram," where he interviewed Matt Best, Ava Flannel from Gun Funny, that's on the Firearms Radio Network, which Talking Lead's a part of, and Aaron Kruger, who's also he's with We Like Shooting.
Oh yeah,
said I found out about this article from the We Like Shooting podcast. Anyway, this guy wrote an article on saying guns are just a hobby and nobody needs them. A gun hobby is not why we have the Second Amendment; it's a benefit from it. He also put stuff about Ava's mom that she asked not be put in the article. It's a long article. Here it is. And I'm not going to read the article. I'm not going to give this guy any clicks or anything like that. So I suggest if you find any articles written by Simon Van Zulen Wood, you shut them down immediately.
I'm gonna take a stab at or take a guess here and say that he's never been to a range or handled a firearm.
Good. I'm going to say the same thing, especially with a hyphenated last name. He probably
and if he did, he had explosive diarrhea and ran home and cried.
Absolutely.
The recoil was too much for him.
So that does it for our Jackwagon train. Gunny, get that train out of here, and congratulations to Austin from taking away Jason Edgar's title of Sergeant at Arms. Don't worry, Jason. You can earn that back, buddy. And Jason sent in many Jackwagons over the weeks too, but Austin just got more in this time. All right, so that brings me to our new segment, Chad and Keith. I was telling you a little bit off air, and last episode we narrowed it down on what we want to call the opposite of a jackwagon and what their vehicle is going to be. So the Talking Lead Jackwagon Train, we have a train, and they're called jackwagons. So here's some of the top names for the recipients, or what we call the award. Number 1, Gunny's Valor Award. We got Honorable Leadheads, which I just came up with today with Chad. I just added that one in. We've got Gunny's Fire Team. We've got Lefty's Heroes, like Hogan's Heroes, but Lefty's Heroes. We've got...
You just lost everybody under 40
That's okay.
seconds.
That's okay.
Such a great show, though.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe that'll bring it back, We'll get some... bring it back to life. They'll do a movie about it now.
They should do that. That's one of the series they should bring back.
I think so. You're right.
I loved it, but, I don't think we'll ever see it because they just totally decimate Germans. But they're Nazis, so, they deserve it.
Right. They just get clowned. They don't ever, really kill them.
No, they don't really kill anybody on that show.
Lovable buffoon.
We've got celebrities. So, like a celebrity, it's a celebrity.
Getting deep in the weeds now.
Celebrities. And then, Chad, you can help with this one. There were some people that wanted to go like a motorcycle gang. And I don't know what you would call other than maybe the Leadhead Brigade gang. I don't know.
You've come out of the weeds and gone straight off the cliff.
I'm just saying these are the ones that were submitted by listeners.
Submitted? Okay.
And then we've got Lead Leader. Like Red Leader, but Lead Leader.
No.
Okay. So
I like the one you guys came up with today. Was it the Honorable Leadhead?
Honorable Leadhead? You digging that one?
That was cool.
Okay. Do you guys have any suggestions?
I like that because it could be the Honorable Leadhead that gets taken off in the lead sled.
The lead sled. Okay. So next is the vehicles. So I'll get into the vehicles.
There you go.
So the first one is Lead Force 1.
I like that.
That's pretty good.
And to go with celebrities, we've got the Liberty Limo. We cart the celebrities around in the Liberty Limo, and we roll out the red, white, and blue carpet for them. That's how that was presented. We've got the Manifest Destiny Wagon. That was submitted by our good buddy Vincent Buckles. And then we've got Hall of Heroes. So we just have a hall instead of a vehicle, and they go to the hall, and I guess they get their picture up on the Hall of Fame kind of thing.
That Lead Force 1 was pretty good. I like that.
And then we got a motorcycle, and we don't know what we're going to call our motorcycles. Our motorcycle gang, if we do a motorcycle gang. So Lead Force 1, you're digging that one?
Yeah.
That's my vote.
Yeah, I agree.
honorable lead heads get a flight on Lead Force One? Okay. All right. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take all these, and if there's any more that come in between now and when I post these on social media, we're going to put it to a vote. And whatever gets the most votes, that's what's going to be. The lead heads have spoken. That's how it works.
if for whatever reason I hit my head and think of something genius, I'll let you know.
Okay. Yeah. It's always open until we lock it in. But our nominee this week for what we're going to call the opposite of a jackwagon, our honorable lead head, we'll just enter them, we'll call it that, is, Chad, you want to take that one?
No.
Okay. Keith, do you want to take that one?
The honorable leadhead, I'd say it would have to be for his work in John Wick and his dedication to the training and the performance in the movie, Keanu Reeves.
Very good. I like that. And we're going to talk more about that with you because you had the privilege, the honor to work with Keanu and training him on his moves for that movie. So,
I did. It was a lot of fun.
So we're definitely going to talk about that one. And then
I would like to nominate Halle Berry along those same lines because it's pretty well known that Keanu Reeves has been training and the videos have been viral. But for somebody like Halle Berry to come out and let that be exposed, her handling firearms that's a really big deal because a lot of celebrities that are into firearms kind of keep it a secret because of their job.
Yeah.
Great point.
And we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that. So Halle Berry, I like that. Our leadhead submitted opposite jackwagon to ride on Lead Force One is submitted by Austin Whalen. So Austin sends in this. He says, my opposite, first off, he always starts his emails with howdy, howdy, Lefty. Always. Everyone. Howdy, howdy, Lefty. He goes, my opposite jackwagon / Lead Force One nominee is Keanu Lowe. He's the coach and the security guard for Park Rose High School in Portland, Oregon, who tackled a student with a shotgun.
Nice.
So this guy, and I'm not going to read the shooter's name, some punk kid, took a shotgun to school, and Keanu Lowe is a former star wide receiver for the University of the Oregon Ducks and is now a staff member at the school. He's been credited for keeping students safe by tackling this idiot to the ground. Lowe is a football coach, a track coach, and a security guard at Park Rose High School. Lowe told Good Morning America on Monday, which I don't have a date on this, that he managed to get the gun away from this jackwagon and pass it to a teacher while Lowe held down the student with his other hand. Lowe wrapped this jackwagon in a bear hug until police arrived. No one was injured.
Nice.
So, yes, this is the epitome of what we're looking for this new honor, this new award that we're giving out.
That guy's a hero.
Yeah, I like that. That's perfect.
Yeah. So congratulations to Keanu Lowe. And if anybody knows this guy or knows how to get in touch with him, let me know, and we will send him a little something from the Talking Lead swag closet.
Where are you at, Coach?
Coach, do you listen to Talking Lead? Hit me up. TalkingLead@gmail.com.
You got to at least follow Keith Garcia. I mean, come on.
Come on now.
No doubt. So you guys have jackwagons. You've got opposite of jackwagons that you want to nominate. Send them to talkingled@gmail.com and just put in the subject either jackwagon until we get it named opposite jackwagon, so I'll know how to categorize those. But keep them coming. You guys are doing great. So that gets me to where I want to head next, and you brought it up. You've been doing some work in Hollywood, or with Hollywoodites, I might say. Have you been in Hollywood?
Well, where we did the training was down in Southern California, but
okay.
No, not a Hollywood type, just a trainer to the stars. Okay. Hopefully.
So talk about how that came to be. How did you get picked to train Keanu?
So if you haven't seen the movie yet, I don't want to do a spoiler alert, but there's a certain technique with the shotgun that I'm pretty good at that they wanted Keanu to learn for this movie. And so I got an invitation to come down and work with him on it. That being said, I told him I also wanted to do some pistol and some carbine stuff because over the last 27 years, SWAT team stuff, etc. I've got a few techniques and stuff that I wanted to show him that he might be interested in. So I went down there and got to work with him for a day, and just the nicest, most level-headed guy. Just a real class act. Showed up on his own. Later on, a camera crew came and they filmed the training session for a behind-the-scenes DVD. But at the time, it was just him and I and a couple other people who were working at the range. And he really is intense about learning, and he's really hard on himself. But some of the stuff we were doing was very technical, and he gave it 100%, and he didn't want to stop till he had it right. So I give him a lot of credit. We worked pretty darn hard. And about 4 or 5 hours into it, I was like, "Hey, can I take a picture with you?" Because I didn't want to be that guy. And he was very, very cool about it. So we took a couple quick pictures, and then we did shotgun, we did carbine, we did pistol.
I'm surprised he didn't ask to take a picture with you.
No, come on now.
I was going to say, did he not know who he was training with?
The Silver Fox, man.
Taryn Butler set the whole thing up, and he was nice enough to give him my bio ahead of time, so he knew that at least I knew what I was doing. I wasn't going to teach him anything crazy. So it was the three of us on the range with a couple other people for a majority of the day, and it was great. I mean, just to be there in that environment with somebody who really wants to learn, who's kind of an idol, kind of I think the guy's great. His movies have been great for years. So it was really cool to hang out. Towards the end of it, I showed him a technique, and he kind of turned towards me and he was like, "John Wick wants to use this in the next movie." John Wick use this in the next movie? And I was like, "Of course John Wick can use this in the next movie."
And you're like, "I can die now."
Right. I mean, to see him do the stuff in the movie, it was just...
You're like, I'm happy to come on set and make sure John Wick gets it right.
Right. Flying anywhere. But it was a great experience. I hope to do some more in the future. I wanted to work with Halle Berry too, but I didn't get that call for some reason. I don't know why.
Well, I think there's going to be another movie, so you may have an opportunity.
With as good as this one did, yeah, I think that hopefully they will.
It's already been scheduled.
Right.
They've already announced there's going to be a 4.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's a genuine guy, and people really like the movies and like what he's in. So I'd love to work with him again or anybody else in that system, because it's fun.
So is he actually doing competitions? Because I heard he was getting, he was doing some 3-gun competitions.
Not that I know of. I know that him and I and Taryn Butler did some shoot-offs towards the end after we trained all day.
I saw that video where he's timing you. Is that you shooting?
Yeah, we made him work the timer while we were shooting, which is great too, because he's totally cool. He's like, yeah, I'll do that, and he ran around, chased us as we went and shot, and he did a really good job. I mean, I was impressed. I didn't know what I've seen his videos shooting prior to this at Taryn's place, and but you can lie with video, but he can really shoot, and he really is into the training and the aspect of learning to be the best he can be with all the stuff. And he had come from riding horses that morning or something crazy like that, because there's a lot of horse riding and things. So he does a lot of his own stunts, or all of them, and he was totally into it. So we did some legit shooting. He was able to keep up with us and hang with us, so it was fun.
How hard was it for you to not tell people about this? Because you had to done this months and months ago.
It was almost a year ago.
Yeah.
So that's a good point, because somebody who was involved with this was on the fringes. Like I said, I got to work with him for a day, and we scheduled it. We did it. I have some videos, and I said, nope, I'll wait for permission from Lionsgate and the producers to post things. And there was another person who wasn't as honorable,
patient.
And the worst part was the person was only there for 18 minutes.
Really?
Wow. Kind of met him, just because he was there when the guy was there, and Taryn was nice enough to say, "Hey, yeah, take some pictures." But it wasn't like he was scheduled to train him, and he didn't really train him. And but then he used that to try and exploit his, try and popularize the range he's going to open. So he went ahead. He threw a blanket over all of us, and and really made Lionsgate upset. They came in and collected all the videos, started suing people, or, threatened to sue people. And I literally waited, till the was out.
Yeah, they don't mess around with their NDAs.
They put me in the HBO special, it was a 15-minute HBO special, and I think it was the only firearms instructor in there.
Nice.
And I think, I can't say for sure, but at the end of the day, Taryn is gracious enough to provide his range and bring people in, and then he gets kind of spit on because this other guy who's a jerk runs around saying he's a big trainer when he's not, and it was too bad. So there's a lot of jackwagons out there, and I probably should
one.
That's your jackwagon.
I don't even want to say his name to give him any more.
Right. No
stuff.
No notoriety for that jackwagon.
They bring up Taryn's range, and I tell you, if anyone listening has an opportunity, I don't know why you would, but has an opportunity to go out to Taryn's range, it is literally like Disneyland for a shooter. It is the most fun you could possibly have, just training and having a good time. And plus, he's Taryn. He's like the coolest guy.
Right. And and you never know who you might run into out there.
Exactly.
Halle Berry could come by to shoot, something like that.
Yeah. Well, he's been known to be one of the trainers for the movie. I guess he did it. Was he been involved since the beginning or since number 2?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, he's been involved with several movies, and this one being obviously the most popular. But yeah, he's been doing it for a while, and he from first get go with Keanu and John Wick 1, he's been helping out with training, consulting with the firearms. Because if you look closely in those videos, in the movie, you'll see the Taryn Tactical logo.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I want to. What do we end up calling the opposite of jackwagon?
Well, they're going to vote on it, but we've got several options. Honorable Leadhead is our interim. Okay, so Taryn, Taryn's an honorable Leadhead, and I'll tell you why. Because this whole thing, all these viral videos are really opening up firearms to the stars. I don't have any other way to put it, but it's probably making a lot of people rethink this stuff when they see the Keanu Reeves or Halle Berry, and he's had several celebrities out there running guns and shooting and having a really good time, and seeing that they're not trying to kill anybody. They're just out there having a good time, and they're doing some training. That might open some doors, and I think that's super important because he's literally right in the middle of that liberal cesspool in LA, and it's kind of a big deal. So I applaud him for that, for opening up his range, and especially for these celebrities that are going out there and exposing themselves to what would otherwise be ravenous wolves, tearing them up. But I think it's great. They're sort of using their celebrity for as a good cause, as small as it may be. Mm-hmm. I think that's awesome. I'd love to have Taryn on the show. So if either you got a connection there, I'd love to have him on.
Oh, absolutely. I'll give him a call.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's cool.
You gotta figure out which voice you want him to talk in.
Does he do voiceovers?
He does a good Arnold, and he'll do you if he listens to you long enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very funny, and he's an incredible movie buff. He knows like all the trivia from every movie ever.
We'll get along great then, because I do too.
That's very cool. Yeah, do it like a movie trivia challenge with him.
Okay, yeah, maybe that's what we'll do. We'll get that on it. Yeah, that'll be fun. But so that's awesome. I wanted you to talk about that. I didn't know how involved you were with it. Now, does he actually use your technique in the movie? Have you watched it yet?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, he does. So
okay,
it's very cool. So definitely go see it.
Now, is it your flip over the shoulder and?
Well, we're just turning the gun just this way now to load. So
okay,
yeah. So
you're not going full back.
Right. You'll see a lot. Obviously there's a lot of gun craft in there. We did a bunch of stuff. So there's several things in there that we went over when he was.
But how cool is it to be watching a blockbuster movie and you're like, I trained the guy to do that.
Yeah. I went like this. And I didn't say anything. I was just like,
everybody's like, what's he doing?
I don't want to be that guy, but yeah, it was very cool. Very cool because
I'd be that guy.
How's that meme go? It's like, don't be that guy unless you're the guy that trained Keanu Reeves. Be that guy. Be that guy.
There you go. It was pre-written.
Yeah, that is cool. So, plans for any more celebrity training? Got any more lined up?
I'm on call, man. If they need me, I'm going. So yeah, I've got weekends for anytime they want to call me. When I'll pretty much clear the schedule for most things to go down and do that, because it was just a lot of fun.
Yeah. So any of you celebrities out there listening, you got a movie coming up or gun handling's involved. Call
That's
the
your
best.
Your retirement plan, brother.
I like it.
Yeah,
that would be a sweet retirement plan, no doubt.
For me to train with them, I better do it now, because I'm not going to be a celebrity anytime soon. So
you already are a celebrity, Chad.
Keanu Reeves is a celebrity.
It's like one of those things. Like if he's talking to you, it's like, does Keanu know who he's talking to? It's Kel-Tec Chad.
That's why I was surprised he didn't ask for a photo with Keith.
Right.
So Keanu Reeves, very cool. Did he ever come out saying like pro gun, or did talk about his gun collection or anything like that?
Yeah, that's one of the subjects I was told not to talk about. Just one of those things where, as Chad kind of alluded to, it's a pit of vipers down there. So
yeah.
People train for the movies, whether or not they're 2A people or not, that's completely up to them.
Well, if you've got a connection to him, I would love to have him on. He's got a safe place to come and talk about his gun passion.
Or maybe his motorcycle company.
Yes, let's do that. I want to do that. His bikes are so amazing.
Has he got a motorcycle company?
Yeah.
What?
Keanu Reeves has a motorcycle company?
Finger on the pulse, Marty. Finger on the pulse.
Finger on the pulse.
Dude, I live in a bubble. I've got a bubble that I live in.
Marty, look it up. They're beautiful bikes. I mean, beautiful. They're
only about they start about $80,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably why I've never heard of them.
And worth every penny.
No doubt.
I told my father, we had a conversation, we were just hanging out, and I told my father built custom motorcycles back when I was a kid. And in fact, on your page, Chad, there's a kind of a retro chopper just on your Facebook page down a few. The Springer front end on the front of that is a knockoff of one of my dad's from back in the day. Right.
Really?
So 1976, he built the best bike in the nation. It was called the American Express. And then in 78, he had the best bike in the nation. It was called the Iron Butterfly. His name was Roger Garcia. And he ran Wayne Engineering out here in California.
How cool is that? That's awesome.
That is amazing. We should have been talking about that for the last hour.
Honestly, yeah, it is
no
really
doubt.
That was fun stuff. I remember back in the day, and I could tell if it was a Harley or if it was a Yamaha or Kawasaki coming up the driveway. Just by the sound of the engine.
Sound.
Sure. Yeah.
I used to do that with planes. When a plane was taxiing in, I could tell you what plane it was.
Nice.
Nobody cares about planes. We're talking about choppers here.
Couldn't do that anymore. But no, but I get where he's coming from. I mean, you've been around something for so long.
Yeah. I used to be pretty good with muscle cars back in the day, but then, that's so old.
Muscle cars?
Yeah. Yeah. Namely like Chevy versus or GM versus Ford, I could always tell like a Ford or a Chevy.
Yeah, muscle cars are still hot.
Oh yeah.
I would love to go to one of those is it Barrett auctions, or what is that big car auction they have, all those cool?
Yeah, I think that's one of them. There's a bunch, but yeah, but they'll roll out anything and everything.
Yeah. Those things are amazing. You watch them on TV, you're just like, oh, if only I could win the lottery.
Yeah, right.
Or make a John Wick movie.
Those cars are worth 1,000% now than what they were brand new.
Yeah, I was always taught that cars are not an investment. They depreciate in value.
Not so much.
Some don't. That's true. All right, we got sidetracked. We went down the rabbit hole there. So
Harley Davidson choppers. Yes.
I'm glad to see that Chad hasn't. His little scrape didn't scare him away from motorcycles. I think it enhanced his love of motorcycles and his enthusiasm as he's going to the bathroom. I think he had to go take a potty break. All right, so what I want to do now is we're continuing our 300th episode celebration here in the 301st episode. And just to remind you guys, on the last episode, let me get settled here.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
We're good.
Okay.
Yep.
So our last episode, we made the announcement for our social media giveaway that we're going to be doing with ASP, Armament Systems and Procedures. And they're going to be giving away 3 XTDF flashlights. And this is what we're doing to kick off our giveaways. So what you got to do is you got to go to Instagram, Facebook, go out to your local law enforcement LE office. If you see them out on the street, go up and approach them nicely, politely. Ask them if it would be okay to take a selfie with them. Let them know why you're doing it. That Talking Lead's running this awesome promotion to counteract all the negativity from the leftist media about our law enforcement men and women. And
if you see Keith, don't ask the person he's talking to if they need help.
Thank you.
Because that's why I'm saying go up. Don't go up. How do you approach? Approach cautiously, I guess. Don't just run up there, snap a selfie, run off.
All you have to do is have a smile and say, "Hey, hi, officer. Can I ask you a question?" And officers will always be like, "Sure." Because we're just regular people. And if you come up and you introduce yourself and say what you're doing, it's always going to go well.
There you go.
Nobody ever got hurt or hit or anything for doing what they were told or asked. So just always, if somebody tells you to do something as an officer, just do it until it's over with, and then you can complain if you want to. But at the time, you're told.
Comply. Just comply.
Right.
But just politely, like he just said, just go up to them, ask them if it would be okay, and post that. Use the hashtag ASPGear and hashtag TL300 because that's how we're going to find them. If you don't use those hashtags, can't find them, you're not eligible, you're not going to win. Make sure you tag Talking Lead, tag ASP USA, and we're going to give you from now until June to post those, and then we're going to start picking winners. We're going to pick 3 winners, and you're going to win that kit. We're going to give away 3 XTDF flashlights and the chargers and the batteries and the holder, and there's a whole kit that he mentioned that he's going to be giving away. It's like $160 each value. And LEs, you're eligible for this too. So if you're law enforcement, if you're an officer out there, even if you're off duty, just go out, take a selfie of yourself. If you've got some ASP.
But you got to take a selfie with a meth head.
Like it.
Rabid dog, lead head, or a meth head, yeah. If you're using a piece of their kit, make sure you put it in the picture or the video. We'll take pictures and videos, and you're going to get a little something extra if we pick you.
All right.
So that's the first one we're kicking off to give away. 1776 United, they're putting up 4 $25 gift cards that we're going to pick at random. We've got a suppressor, an SOS-22 from Rebel Silencers. Our good buddy Nick Dooley from Dooley Defense is putting that up. We haven't come up with how we're going to give that away yet, but that is a prize that is going to be on the table. We've got a set of gongs from X Steel Targets, sponsors of Talking Lead. The best, most affordable AR-500 steel targets on the market today are X Steel Targets. So that's going to be cool. And those might even be engraved. We're talking to see if he can't laser etch in Talking Lead 300th episode, something like that. So there'll be some special set gongs that you're going to get. We've got some special leadies that we're going to have printed up, a short run of, as you guys see, this is a leady, Keith, a talking leady. Keeps your drinks minutes colder or hotter than a Yeti, the talking leady. The evil black assault mug.
I like it.
Get them at dip123.com. And we're going to be giving away, maybe 10 of those to random lead heads. And then he'll make those available. We'll do like a special order. And if you guys want to order one of those for yourself, he'll have those on the website coming up soon. We're going to do some T-shirts with the special Talking Lead 300th logo. We've got several other companies that are going to be doing. We've got some knives from Buck Knives that we're going to have engraved. We're going to be giving away some of those. And I think maybe Kel-Tec might be doing something.
Sure.
Okay.
What do you want?
I don't know. We talked about this. You're supposed to tell me.
We'll think of something.
Hey, is this dip thick coatings that you were hyping? Is that?
Yes, sir. Dipstick Hydro Dip coatings. Yeah.
Is the film or the clear coating? What is it?
Yeah, it's a hydro dip.
Hydro. Okay.
You ever done that before?
No, just get their website now. No, that's cool.
So this is my latest hydro dip project. I don't know if you can see it or not. I'm black and white. I did a giraffe pattern on my AK-47 Hell Pup.
That is very cool.
From Pioneer Arms Corps, another sponsor of Talking Lead.
As a side note, not for just for your general purpose giveaways, for your like everyday giveaways. I'll shoot me your address at the end of this. I'm going to send you a bunch of 40% off cards for Safariland.
Okay.
So give them away at your leisure to your viewers, whatever you need to do.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Okay.
Very cool. So there we go. We've got some 40% off coupons. We've got other companies that are doing discounts like that. ASP is giving you lead heads 20% off any of their flashlight or flashlight gear. Go to episode 300 and you can get the code there. And I'm only making it available to people who listen to the podcast. I'm not advertising these on social media or anything like that. So to get these special deals, you got to be a listener because it's the only place you're going to hear it unless one of your friends tells you. But it's LED20 is the code. But go back and listen to that episode to get all the details on our giveaway for that. I don't know. I talked to several people today. I'll have to give you guys an update on the next episode. But it's growing, and we've got lots of cool things that we're going to be giving away. But you got to participate. It's all about participation. So we want to see you going and liking and following and resharing our sponsors, our friends of the show that are being generous to you lead heads. And you guys are awesome about that. So that's why they're willing to do this, because in the past you guys have really stepped it up and shown them the Leadhead Brigade love. So just our way of giving back to our listeners. And like I said, it's just we're going to do this through several episodes. I haven't set a time limit on it. It's just whenever we get everything given out.
That's an impressive lineup you got there. Very cool.
Thank you. Thank you. And once Chad decides on what he's going to do with Kel-Tec, we'll let you know.
I'm pretty sure there's some keychains and a coffee mug coming your way.
Hey, no kidding. These flashlights are some of my favorite flashlights. I love these lights from Kel-Tec. You've seen these before?
I have not, but I like it though. I like the shape of it there.
I mean, it's perfect.
Yeah,
it's perfect.
Little gun.
I give those. Well, we have we have another version. It's a 2-cell, and all of my local Leo friends have them. They stick them on their lapel, and it's great. It's a 450 lumen light.
Oh, it's good for writing sights. I like that.
Really, really small though. So yeah, I know a guy. So we'll have to get you a couple of those.
Excellent.
Yeah.
How about would a CP33 be cool?
I think a CP33 would be like the shit.
Awesome.
Yeah. No, he wasn't. Marty, he was going to send that with the flashlight.
Oh, I'm sorry. I jumped the gun.
Well, that's for another conversation. But for the giveaway right now, I crunched the numbers. There's a lot of SKUs. I crunched the numbers, and the math seems to be checking out. So
checking out perfectly. And what is it?
We're gonna give one lucky listener a CP33.
One lucky eligible listener. You got to be able to own a firearm, obviously. A CP30, the competition pistol 33, which we were talking about earlier, the 22 long. Holy crap, that is awesome.
We'll send that right to your preferred FFL.
What do we want to make them do to be able to be eligible for this, to earn it?
PG or?
Does Marty have a spam filter for those dick pics?
No dick pics to me. You can send them all to Chad. His phone number is.
He's going to be the judge.
I'll just send a picture of myself. Mugshot. Yeah. What do you want him to do? It's your show, man.
Okay, let's do this.
I'm just supplying firepower.
Let's you and I talk about it off air. We'll make the announcement now that's going to be one of the prizes.
Then we'll think of something. I don't know. We'll think of something.
Okay.
But that gun's awesome. Love that gun.
Sweet.
Okay.
All right. So a CP33 from Kel-Tec. That's awesome. You go and show Chad some love. Let him know how much you appreciate it. Details are coming up on what you have to do to be eligible to win that. It's not gonna be, just a random. We're gonna find somebody. You're gonna have to earn this, guys. So we're gonna put some thought into it. Keith's gonna be a part of it. as well. So stay tuned for details on that. Awesome. So there you go, guys. Who is the best podcast out there? Talking Lead. That's right.
Without a doubt.
Nobody gives back to their listeners more than Talking Lead and our sponsors and friends of the show. Very cool. Guys,
I cannot confirm nor deny that because I don't listen to any other podcasts.
You did an awesome podcast while you were at the USCCA, the Concealed Carry podcast.
Oh, yeah, those guys are pretty cool, but it's a totally different thing.
Yeah, a little different format. But we talked 3-gun today, a little bit. Not as much as they do, I guess.
Yeah, well, they're competitive shooters. Once you open that can of worms, that's all you're going to talk about.
I know. I'll have to start a whole nother podcast, won't I?
Do you have all the guns, Marty?
Do what?
Do you have all the guns? Do you have a rifle, pistol, and shotgun for 3-gun? Do you have it set up? Are you ready to go? I'm going to invite you to one of my classes, free of charge, just to show up and shoot.
Oh, if you don't do that, dude.
You got to have the gear, dude.
Okay, so I've got pistols, I've got guns. I don't know if I've got like all the belt
I'll get them set
stuff.
up.
I don't know what all I need, so you tell me what I need and I'll get it.
Marty's going to bring some short-barreled version of an AK, like
Nice.
a Beretta M9.
I'm going to bring
His Mossberg 5, the Mossberg without
the Comrade.
stock or whatever. Yeah. He's going to be like, I'm ready. All of his World War II soft pouches.
And a helmet.
Yeah.
All my airsoft gear.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that would be awesome. Let's talk about that further.
I'll loan you some stuff. I'll loan you an STI and I'll send you a nice AR and
There we go.
Belt set up and yeah.
Very cool. All right, guys. As always, make sure you go and show love to the sponsors of the show. Right On Optics, the official optics of Talking Lead, RITON optics.com. Kel-Tec, KelTecWeapons.com. Make sure you go show them a ton of love. I'm not saying that that's going to help your chances of winning that CP33, but it might. You never know. It's not going to hurt. Modern Spartan Systems. For all your gun cleaning, lubricating needs, Modern Spartan Systems has what you need. And, oh, by the way, if you got an engine, they've got TVT engine oil additive that'll keep your engines running longer and smoother. ModernSpartanSystems.com. X-Steel Targets. The best, most affordable AR-500 steel targets on the market today are X-Steel Targets.
X-Steel Targets.
Go check out Bud and the gang over there. They've got pretty much any kind of target that you can think of. And if they don't, they can custom make them. They've got their own laser cutters. They can do it all, baby. Bud even knows the guy who supplies the AR-500 steel. It's his brother. So, they're out of Minnesota. They can take care of you.
Take off, you hosers.
Take off. Yeah.
Hey, so quick story about, I taught a class in Minnesota, and there was half the class was Canadians, half the class was from the area in the States. And the Minnesotans kept giving the Canadians a hard time about being Canadian. And about halfway through the class, I stopped and I said, hey, man, just so you guys know, the rest of the country thinks you're all Canadian. that kind of tamped things down a little bit.
That's funny. Pioneer Arms Corps.
It's true.
The sponsors of the Talking Lead AK Corner, brought to you every month. Pioneer Arms Corps giving away 12 AK-47s. Our last one in this series is coming up next month. So make sure you guys are engaging with us on social media, on our AK Corner post. And we've got one more of those AKs to give away. But, oh, by the way, we're going to extend it for another 12 episodes. So we got 12 more months after that. Pioneer Arms Corps has said that they want to keep it going. Don't know that we're going to give away 12 AKs, but they're still going to be doing some giveaways of some sort. So go show CJ some love over at Pioneer Arms Corps. And, of course, friends of the show, Warren Scope Mounts. For mounting all my Right-On optics, I'm using Warren Scope Mounts. So thanks to Leilani over there for hooking a brother up.
Yay.
Best mounts in the business.
There you go.
Amen.
Got some testifying brothers out there. Palmetto. Yep.
I was going to say some of the best people in the business, too, those people over at Warren.
Yeah, they're absolutely awesome.
Wonderful people.
Check out their new iPod and their stuff. For the
I
TRS.
was just getting ready to say, man, I'm trying to get something set up with them to get on and talk about their new Skyline, the bipod that they've got.
Yep.
Really cool.
That thing's legit.
Palmetto State Armory Go show them some love. They've been taking part in our Talking Lead AK Corner. They've sent me a couple of their AKs that I've been trying out. We're going to get them on. We're going to talk about those. And then they've also sent, Chad, you'll be interested in this. They sent me some parts for my PLR 16.
Sweet.
I'm grabbing it here to show Chad. So I doctored up my PLR 16. I put a pistol brace on it, and I put a Midwest Industries rail on it. And
yeah, that's nice and churched up.
Right, completely changed the look of it. I got a Ride-On Optics rifle red dot on it, and some sort of crazy brake. I don't even know what this brake is. It's MZLMAX.
It's excessive.
Muzzle Max 223556.
All right.
But yeah, they've got their own line of firearms. They resell other companies' products at really good prices. Palmetto State Armory, check them out. And then, of course, our good buddies over at Mission First Tactical. I dolled up one of my old and tired 300 Blackouts, put some new furniture on it, put their buttstock, the minimalist buttstock, their four-end, what is it called? The rail?
Sure.
What is it?
Yep.
That thing?
Good enough.
Yeah. Handguard. Thank you. Put one of their handguards on there. Their magazines. Have you tried Mission First handguard or their magazines? Their magazines are awesome. That's Mission First Tactical's magazines. Got a little flair to them. Looks really good. They run 300 Blackout really good too. They've run the 300 Blackout better than some of the other magazines that I've tried. So check them out, Mission First Tactical. Am I forgetting anybody? Who am I forgetting, Chad? Anybody? If
I don't know.
Forgot somebody, we'll pick them up next episode. So, any parting words to the leadheads, Chad?
I'm not good when you put me on the spot.
I know.
You not figured that out over the last, 8 years?
That's why I went to you first. Keith?
Keith's
I go to you, and then you think about it, and then I go to the next guest.
To the listeners, two things. One, get more people to listen to the podcast, and two, get more people out at the range. Teach them how to shoot. Be safe.
There you go. And tell everybody where they can find you on social medias and all that.
For me personally, it's look me up on Instagram, Keith Garcia 3-Gun, or on Facebook. If you want to do a class or something, just hit me up. If you need a 40% off coupon, hit me up. I can help you out from Safariland. I'll be doing more classes across the country when I retire, and which won't be in the too distant future. Hope to do 3-gun as well as tac rifle, tac handgun stuff.
I want to talk to you about coming to Nashville to do some classes. We'll do that off.
I want to pre-sign for that.
Excellent.
I want to be the first student. Sign up.
All right. I love it.
Very cool. Chad, did you come up with anything?
Yeah. So if you are a firearms owner and a freedom-loving American, don't let the pressure off your local politicians all the way up to the federal government. Keep on top of these ridiculous proposals that are coming down the pipe, and make sure your voice is heard. So write them. I mean a physical letter, mail them a letter, email them, and call them. It doesn't take much, but just let your voice be heard.
Absolutely. And there's a lot of these organizations that have these things pre-set up for you. So if you're lazy like me, you can go and NRA has them set up. I think NSSF has some things set up. Maybe UCCEA has some things set up. I don't know.
Check it out. Do a little research. It doesn't take long.
Doesn't take long, but most of them have pre-done emails that you can just sign your name to, send off, letters that you can print off, throw a stamp on it, mail it. That's going to get, that's the best thing you can do is send a letter, an actual physical letter, because they are required to open every single letter and read the letter.
That's right, and they're organized on politicians' desks by priority, and which ones do you think get the most priority? The biggest stack. That's right. So, let them. Write them. Let them know what you think.
So, guys, that does it for another episode of the Talking Lead podcast. We've got so much more we could talk about, but I know these guys, they've got other lives. We'll have them on again very, very soon.
We have no life.
So I'm just going to go dry fire now.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to rub baby oil on myself.
I was just going to say, Chad was we're trying to get Chad scheduled. He's like, if we don't do it now, then I'm gone for the next 8 months straight. So check your local events that's going on close to you. Maybe Kel-Tec will be set up there. Maybe Keith will be there with Safariland or with his. What's your training company called?
It is right now. It is unnamed. It's just Keith Garcia, and I show up and do private contract work. So that again, my current employer won't let me have my own business.
I got you.
So
we'll run a contest with the Leadheads and have them name your company when you're ready. That'll be fun. And as always, Leadheads, keep your loved ones close
and your firearms closer.
Chad?
Yeah, and that.
Exactly what he said.
Couldn't say it any better. He even had like a nice radio voice. And
I was trying to get my radio voice.
There it is. The Silver Fox has spoken. Hey, Leadheads, Chad from Kel-Tec. Congratulations on just over 300 episodes. It's been really amazing. Just remember to keep your loved ones close and keep your firearms even closer.